We can?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, okay. Everybody's here? Okay. Everybody's here? Salamat pagi. Good morning. The first thing I want to let you know is that I am a beginner. This is the first time I've ever done this. I'm very, very nervous. So I may need some help in part of this. But one way that I'd like to begin is first to just take a moment and first of all, quietly thank Chris for doing this. Bringing you all together. Yes, first of all, to begin, thanking Chris for bringing us all together. Thanking one another for the energies that the others are bringing here. And most importantly, and in the context of the purpose of this retreat, a big thanks to yourself for making the time, the commitment, in many ways, to come and give yourself the gift of this experience. Because I'm a beginner, I have to refer to my notes. So when I think of mindful meditation or mindful movement, the first thing I think of course, is awareness. Just being aware of what we're going to do. And then I think about the energies that we create when we do this. And the feeling of those sensation of those energies. And I think about the importance of breath. And I think about how all of those can be brought together to really give ourselves nourishing energies. Personally, I do this every morning. I take the time to do this every morning. And I hope over the course of the next few days with some assistance of a couple of others here, maybe we can teach you some things that you can take home and you can do on a daily basis. So, I'd like to give you an example of the power of breath. And let's say as an example that you are stressed about something. There's a great technique. I'll demonstrate it to you. Sorry. And then out for 6. Okay, so it's like a slow breath out. So you might want to practice this with me. This is going to be. And we'll do it 6 times. Okay? So. That's been scientifically proven to immediately put you into your parasympathetic nervous system and to calm you down. So that if there's a big shock, a big stress, in my case it would be my government coming and wanting to look at my taxes and have to go through that whole process. I get the letter, I do that. Calm me down. Okay, so I'd actually like to try to build upon what Phil was teaching us last night. And one of the things I already know about Phil is he's a great teacher, but he has a beginner's mindset. So he's always open to learning. And I have a sense that he and I are going to learn a lot from one another, just as I hope I learn a lot from everyone here during this retreat this week. Even Mama. You can smile, Mama. Okay. Okay, so I'd actually like to ask Phil and Dari to come up and help me. Can you bring your mats? Just your mat. You'll just need your mats. You're going to be no sitting. And everyone else can please stand. So we're going to be standing. Yeah, and just off to the side. And I've purposely chosen these 2 individuals because of uniquely what they bring to this. Like this, not like this. Very comfortably just down. So this creates a base. Well, it's a practice. Okay, so now we can we'll face this way. Okay, so I'm going to do some breath work to get in the same alignment that Phil was moving us in. We're going to have a tendency when we get into this to bring stress into our shoulders. Here are my ribs, here then. Now watch my hands. That's all done with the activation of this muscles right here. Okay? Muscles right here at the base. So, and relax your shoulders. Relax, upper body relax. Chris, very cool. Smile. Ah, okay, okay. That's step one. Step two, and these are all in sequence. You to do that, initiate here, and then move up here. So that if you watch my ribs, the motion won't be as dramatic. Here, out on the side. You want to feel the side of your ribs. The side of your ribs will be one here, side of the ribs, two. Okay, so just relax for a second. Okay. So three, this will be three. So this is where these guys will be really, really helpful. Okay? Okay? So go ahead. Let's do you two try first and let me see. Up here. Up here. Relax. Relax. Aha, okay. I'd actually relax this right here, right now. We're gonna get to that part. You know, we're not gonna do the walnut. We're gonna get to the, okay, cool, okay, cool. Your posture is too good. You're going up with your chest, not your back. Come into your back. We're gonna go to chest next. Chest will be. I know, but this is why.
Just want me into the back?
Yeah, just into the back, because there's a sequence to this.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so then number 4 is what he's wanting to do. Be like out, into your back. Number 4 would be then to just with breath. The glass of water. Very cool. You have such a cool core. Okay, everybody feel that? Feel it? Feel it? Let's try. Okay, so let's try. Let's try this. So let's start right here. I'll show you what you're doing. You're activating up here. There's muscles right here. Okay? Okay, let me see you activate right here. Right here. You're activating with your chest. You're starting with your chest. This is a practice, by the way. I've been doing this for years. Try just activating down here. Can you see? That's good, but try not to do your chest. Just down below. Good. Okay. Watch your fingers. You're starting up here. Don't start up there. Start down here. Oh, professional. Okay, so do 1, 2, 3, 4 in sequence. 1, 2, come up here, back here, before you go up in your chest. Come, bring your air up into this. Yeah. Now your chest. Down below. You're still at your. This is coming up right away. Expand, 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 expand. Think of your lungs as like a big thing, okay? Okay? Huh? Okay, okay, very cool. Okay, so this is actually really difficult. I've been doing this for like 6 years and I still work on it. It's really, and part of the work, of course, is growth and mindfully understanding what's going on. Okay, so the next stage, yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. One more time. Can you verbalize? Please tell me. I didn't hear.
I did this expansion here.
Yeah.
And then as I'm going up,
yeah.
I feel like tension.
Tension. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you. Yeah. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to show you one of the things you do. You immediately raised your shoulders. Okay. You brought tension into your body. Okay, right away. So you want to relax. Yeah. I mean, this is a process. You know, if you're here a year from now and you get this is good, right? Okay. So it's out, and then out, and then up. So if you want, we can maybe work a little bit later on today. If you want to work a little bit later on today, we can do that. Because you can do it. Okay? Okay. Any other questions at this stage? Nope. Okay. So, now we're about to begin. So after we grow up, in this process, if you see, most people are growing up. When they breathe out, they're letting down, right? They actually come down. And on the exhale, stay up. Don't let your body come down. Okay? So let's try this. Try it. Just stay up. Think of this up here and staying up. You want to tell me that? When you breathe out? Under, exactly. It's the only way. It's the only way you can stay up. That's the trick to do. That's the only way you can stay up is, and you didn't have to tell yourself to do it, right? Why didn't you tell it from the start? Because I wanted you to feel it. I wanted you to feel it. I wanted you to know. When you feel it, then it's working. If you don't feel it, then you're staying up some other way. You can stay up this way. Okay? You can bring all this up, but this is all activated by the breath. Okay? Okay. Did you feel that? Did you feel this here? A little bit. Okay, try one more time for the group. Here, bring it down here. Okay, keep that up when you go out. Keep it up, keep it up. Great, great. Where'd you feel that? Right down here, right? Yeah, that's good. That's perfect, perfect. Anybody not feel this down here? Okay. So this is when the pro is really going to show us. Okay? Because you stay up, and then you continue to grow up. With each breath, you grow higher only with your breath. Okay? So now we're going to try this. We're going to grow up. We're going to breathe out, engage. Next breath, engage. Next breath, engage. Next breath, engage. And when I do this, I feel my back stretch. I'm elongating my back with the breath. Literally. People have back compression. You can do this lying down, you can do this standing, you can do it sitting. But you can actually use breath to decompress your lower back. Okay? Okay. So let's try this. And you can, by the way, you can go at your own pace. I'm just going to kind of watch what you do. Okay? You go ahead. You can begin. Just everybody at their own pace. I'm going to walk around. Tension, tension, tension. Relax. Smile. Big smile. Smile like you mean it. How does your back feel?
A little tight.
Tight.
Yeah.
Can you loosen? Stretch it with this? Can you stretch it with this? Okay. Okay. So concentrate on coming up here more. At the end. Come up here. Touch my finger. Now good. Now breathe out and don't go down. Now grow it up more. Next breath. Touch your breath. You feel it stretch? In the back? More. Because this is a totally safe way to stretch it. Totally safe.
Yeah.
Feel it? It's a process. It's a practice. Okay? What do you feel? Nothing?
I just feel good.
Wow. How do we share this? Okay, let me see. Let me see. Okay, you can come up here first before you do your chest. Back into here. Like you're feeling Okay. Okay. Come up into here in your chest now. And when you breathe out, stay up, breathe out, stay up. You came down. Okay? Just concentrate on staying. No, just can, this part right here. Just when you breathe out, just don't let this sink. Okay? I didn't express that very well. Okay? Okay? Really come out into here, though, with your breath. Okay? One more. Now stay up. Stay up when you breathe out. Okay. Did you feel that here? You feel it down here? Okay. So when you're up there then, you're up. You're up. You breathe out, then up more in the next breath. Just with breath. Just with breath. Out. Just with breath. Out. Just with breath. Out. This is really hard. Just with breath. Out. Just with breath. And that sent an energyful shot through my body.
You're holding it later once when you're up here, you're holding it for a while and then you're releasing.
No, you breathe out right away. You continue your breath, but when when before we were doing building blocks, then it's up. But not here. You got tight just watching it. I saw you activate. Your shoulders activated. This is where you keep your stress, isn't it? That's where you hold your stress. So you can tell that to your body worker. Oh, you got all the motion. You got all the mobility. Do you feel it down here? Yeah, great. Can you continue to grow up then? When you're up? But not, it's actually the same process, right? It's the same sequential process. Up, not up. Okay, so You're continuing to expand the entire balloon of your lung, right? And relax your shoulders. And then stay up when you breathe out. And it should be like hugely engaged. Yeah. And then when you continue to grow up, this, you should start to feel this. Okay. Okay, so relax. And there was a really interesting thing last night when you asked the question about putting your head back. Remember? You asked your question about you go straight back, because you were always taught to go straight back. You were talking about how you like to use your chin for basically the alignment of your spine, stacking the whole thing. And I was thinking a lot about that last night relative to the last step in this process. And the last step is when you're grown up as far as you can, then with breath, take your chin back. Straight back. But then if you then go just a little bit down, when it's straight back, it feels really good. It's a really very cool thing. Very cool, that feeling. Okay, so let's try that. And by the way, we'll have a lot of time to practice all these, but so we'll go up and then think about what you sense. If you got any kind of stretch, you're elongating your spine. You were using, Phil uses the technique of thinking about this to draw up, right, which is one way. This is all being done just with activation of breath in the lungs. Then we're going to move back. And then just think of what that feels like in your overall spine when that last movement back. Okay? Were you able to see that? Well, okay, no. 1, sequence, activate out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is stay up. 6 is grow up. 7 is head on breath, straight back when you're up, when you're as grown up as far as you can. Straight back, like that.
But till then you are holding the breath.
No, you're not holding. You never hold the breath. Never hold the breath. It's all on the breath. You're moving with breath. Okay? Great question. Great. Okay? Okay. Okay, well, let's try one full sequence and then that's plenty for today. Okay? Chin back on your exhale. Chin back on your exhale, straight back. Chin, not head. Chin, straight back. There you go. And then if you want, you can tilt your head just a little bit to see how it just, you feel all this in here? Feel it all in here? Perfect, perfect, perfect. You breathe up into here. Okay, relax. One thing just to finish it all, finish it to help you feel energy. Try this. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mm. Oh, you're going to take them down, right? They're going down? They're going to go down. Oh, no, you do what you, I think where you, I think this is also a very cool space, right? This is a very cool space, right? Particularly early in the morning. I'm going to go, yeah. Here, here. Anyone has any questions about any of that today, just come and talk to me. No questions about it.
For this session, we can actually move in a little closer. So bring in your mat. son. This is probably a good example of how difficult it can be just to breathe and just to be aware of where the breath is. And it's an example of our lack of awareness of our body, of being in our body, feeling where the life force is within us. Breath is life force. We're inhaling. It's filling our body with oxygen. Everything's coming to life. And yet we have such difficulty to even notice the expansion and the contraction, things that we've been doing all our lives, but we've been doing them autonomously without awareness. And so the first step in all meditation practices is to come out of our heads and into our bodies, because the world out there is always activating, is always trying to elicit a mental response from us, judgment, essentially. I like, I dislike, I want, I don't want, I agree with, I disagree with. And so this reactivity keeps us in our heads. And we've been conditioned to be that way since we were babies. So we're having to go back to a state that we maybe experienced for a brief period of time in our first few years. And since then the focus has been, and the conditioning has been to go up and up and up into our heads. And so we've lost touch with our bodies. It's that simple. We're disconnected from our bodies. There's incredible wisdom in our bodies, but more importantly, that's where our blueprint lies. That's where things resonate. When we are confronted with situations in life, there's a response. Some people feel it in their solar plexus, some in their heart, it could be a chest, whatever it is. There's a physical sensation that is responding to the situation that you're confronted with. And becoming more attuned to our bodies allows us to notice that sensation. And then that sensation tells us, this is for you, for me, or not for me. This I want to engage with, this I don't want to engage with. It's a built-in GPS. It's always there. And it makes life very simple. But we have to learn to listen to it. And what drowns out our internal GPS is all of that mental noise, all of that living in our heads, all that continuous thinking. There's a continuous stream of thinking that is interfering with us hearing our inner voice. So the practice we'll be doing for the first 2 days in this retreat will be to become aware of those thoughts. Because what's currently happening is the thoughts come along and we tend to identify with them. Ooh, there's a thought. And then you follow that thought, and then you leads to another thought, and before you know it, you've been lost in thought for quite a while, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And that entire time, you were not here. You were not responding to the situation where you're supposed to feel what's right for you and feel your sensations. Instead, you were lost in thought. In an imaginary world that isn't real. Imagine just improving on the ability to notice your thoughts by just 5%, 10%. That is time you get back in your life. Some people, scientists say we spend 80%, 85, almost 90% of our day lost in thought. Imagine getting all of that time back to actually engage with the world in front of us, with the situations that are here to show us more about ourselves, what we want, that GPS that guides us. this real world that is in front of us, that we lose when we get lost in thought, is like a giant loudspeaker. It's telling us, giving us all this variety, all these possibilities to find ourselves, to find what we're made of, to show us where we have work to do. We feel triggered, then that's an indicator there's a wound, something unhealed in us. And then beyond the healing, there's an incredible blueprint, a path that reveals itself that is every single person's unique path. And when we live through the mind, one day it's one thing, one day it's another thing. The mind is extremely fickle. So the meditation we'll do today is to illustrate just how fickle that mind is. It may be shocking at first. It was to me when I started, to realize that my mind is so wild, such a monkey mind, that I can't even keep my attention on my breath for just a few seconds. So, but before we begin, we need to harmonize our energy with ourselves, but also as a group, because we're doing deep work. So anyone who's done Reiki, a Reiki practitioner will ask for permission to open up your aura, because it opens up your energy field, to allow things to surface, to allow more connection. And on our schedule, there are 5 precepts. I can read them to you. You have them on your handouts below. And this is to harmonize your own vibrations within yourself and also with the group, because we're opening ourselves up to experience life in higher resolution. The first precept, so these are guiding principles that allow us to stay harmonized and in the same space, on the same frequency. And you may have heard them in other shapes and other forms, but the 5 basic ones are to refrain from harming living beings. So during the course of our stay here, there are insects, there's nature, there are other things that show up. We want to refrain from harming them. If you study under the Dalai Lama, for example, you're made to work in the kitchen for 2 years. In those 2 years, your only duty is to wash vegetables and lettuce, and to take each and every insect, put it in a basket, and when you've accumulated some, you take them out into the backyard and release them. And why is that? Well, it's to develop compassion from the ground up. Because as we become more connected with ourselves, we become more connected with nature. We are nature. And the only reason we can harm things, the only reason we can hate others, is because we're cut off from them, because we feel distant from them, we feel separate from them. So as we develop more attuneness with our own bodies, that distance to others shrinks. We become closer. We can no longer think ill of others, because we start to recognize our common nature, our common makeup, our common building blocks. So that's the precept number 1, is not to harm any living beings, and everything is living, even the rock. After a while that becomes very clear. Animals, trees, there's some obvious life in them, but everything has vibrating molecules. You've heard that before. Refrain from stealing is the next one. Seems obvious, but it's important to take note of that and align oneself with that energy, that notion. The third one, refraining from sexual contact. It's an important one. What we're working towards is equanimity of the mind. So we want to create a balanced, calm mind. And in context of developing that, anything that causes spikes is going to throw us off. That's why we also practice the noble silence in the mornings, just to give us that cushion and that leeway to not have anything enter us that causes us to spike. As the practice settles and we get stronger, then those things don't cause us to spike anymore. But in the beginning, we want to create a very solemn environment, soft, so that we can learn to just really find our groundedness and rootedness in that stillness, in that calm mind. The fourth is to refrain from false speech. And hence we're practicing noble silence. It's essentially impossible to speak truthfully. So that's why most traditions say don't speak at all, because there's basically nothing we can say that isn't somehow colored by some agenda, some intention, some judgment. It's almost impossible to speak truthfully. And then what is truth? It's really your subjective truth. The example of the glass spilling on the table, to get to the point where we just see the glass spilling and then act clearly to wipe it up, almost everyone will have a reaction at first. Like, oh no, or memories get elicited, or whatever it may be. Even good luck in some traditions, broken glass. And then the spike of the reaction is back. We're not just responding to what's there, we have our own story that comes with it. And these stories take up more and more and more space in our experience of life. There's no consistency to those stories. Those stories make us miserable, or they cause us to seek ecstatic experiences, and we're never really calm. It becomes a roller coaster of life. And the number 5, similarly, is to refrain from intoxicants. And that's why we're not serving any alcohol here. And that is to, again, maintain a consistent, calm mind so that we don't get lost in these spikes. And it'll become very clear as we go through the meditation today just how reactive we are, just how easy we get lost in thoughts, just how long we get lost in thoughts. So with that said, let's close our eyes just for a moment. Close our eyes for a moment. Please repeat after me. To the best of my ability, I will endeavor. To act with compassion and loving kindness towards all sentient beings. To be open-hearted and generous. To practice simplicity, stillness, contentment, and self-restraint. Simplicity, stillness, contentment, and self-restraint. To speak with truth, clarity, and peace. To live with mindfulness. Okay. We can open our eyes again. Life is incredibly simple. It's designed to be easy, simple, light, fun, engaging. And if those are not consistent aspects in your life, then it's because we're interfering with that natural state. And we're interfering with our thoughts, primarily. So, today's meditation is thought awareness. It's very simple, very basic. I'll guide you through it. The most important thing is to set aside any existing practices that you may have had. There's other forms of meditation, visualizations, chanting, counting, doing the ohms, whatever it may be. For this, we set those things aside and just give this a fair trial. Try to follow as exact as possible. And experience your own truth within your own body. The whole point is that your truth is your truth, not somebody else's. And once we connect with our own truth, we no longer feel the need to validate it against what other people are saying or doing. We are grounded in our own truth. And nor can anyone else tell us what to do either, or how to feel, how to be, who to be, what to pursue. Because we're grounded in our own truth. And then we want that truth for others, for them have their own truth. Because it feels so great to be grounded in your own truth. And suddenly, 2 people, 3 people, millions of people can coexist, each with their own truth, not feeling the need to interfere with each other, to tell each other what to do. So, let's close our eyes. We're going to focus on the incoming and outgoing breath at the entrance of our nostrils. We're breathing in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. There's a sensitive area right at the entrance of your nostrils where you should feel your breath, the air coming in and out. And this should be natural breath. If you can't feel your breath, maybe breathe slightly harder for 1 or 2 breaths, but then relax back into natural breath. Notice the quality of your breath. If it's hard breath, let it be hard. If it's soft, let it be soft. If it's more in your left nostril, let it be in your left nostril. If it's more in your right nostril, let it be in your right nostril. Feel the breath coming in and out. Maybe it tickles you at the entrance. Maybe it's smooth. Maybe it's colder coming in and warmer coming out. Keep breathing in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. Really focus on the sensation at the entrance of your nostrils. Feel into it deeper. Notice it for what it is. Natural breath. Simple breath. Continue doing this for 5 minutes. If your mind drifts to the sounds around us, simply notice it has drifted and bring your attention back to your breath. The incoming and outgoing breath at the entrance of your nostrils. Similarly, if you notice that a thought has come and your mind has drifted away, the moment you notice it, no need to be frustrated. Simply notice that your mind has drifted and bring your attention back to the incoming and outgoing breath at the entrance of your nostrils. Easy breath, natural breath. Simply breathe as you would naturally breathe. And if your mind drifts, just notice that it has drifted. And bring your attention back to your breath. 5 more minutes. If you feel any aches and pains in your body, feel free to make adjustments. Always be in comfort. Natural breath. Easy breath. Staying connected to your breath. Gradually open up your eyes. Notice your immediate environment, where you're sitting, your body. And look around. Let's take a short break. How was the experience of focusing on your breath? Did thoughts arise and distract you? Yeah? Yeah? How long could you keep your attention on your breath before thoughts would arise? A few every exhale? Yeah? A few seconds? A few seconds? Mm-hmm. Phil? Yeah. It's incredibly frustrating at first. Why can't I keep my mind focused on such a simple task? And to think then that we entrust this mind to make big life decisions and guide us through life when it can't even keep it focused for a few seconds on something as basic as our breath. So the key in this exercise is not to count the seconds of how long can we stay focused on our breath. The key to improvement is to come back after we notice that our mind has drifted with as little frustration, with as little upset as possible. It's simply noticing, oh, my mind has drifted, bringing the attention back to your breath. Then naturally your breath and your attention and your focus and your mind's ability to stay focused will increase. But if we're looking for that, if we're creating that outcome in our minds, then we're putting us into a non-present state. Where we're looking to stay, I gotta keep my attention on my breath. And then if your mind pulls it away, oh, you get frustrated. This is the template of life. Simple breath, natural breath. Just notice it as it is. If your mind has drifted, for whatever reason, no need to judge. Simply bring your attention back to your breath. As smoothly and calmly as possible. A few more minutes. Now take a deep breath. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. You can slowly open your eyes, staying connected to your breath. Notice your environment. Notice the energy in your body, the electrical current that is the life force that flows through all of us. And come back fully to the present moment. There. Was it better this time? A little better?
Didn't felt like opening the eyes.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is something we can practice throughout the day. At any situation where we have even just a few seconds. Because we notice it just takes a few seconds to become aware that our mind has injected itself into our experience of right now. We can do this sitting in the car, in traffic, waiting at the elevator, before we start a meal. Just for a few seconds, become aware, put our attention on the incoming and outgoing breath. I do this in sports, especially ahead of important moments. If you're about to kick the ball or hit a tennis ball, or going to an important meeting where you're presenting, about to take an important phone call, video call, even just for a minute. This will ground you, it will calm the mind, it will make you present, and allow you to receive what's actually happening. So you're responding to what you're taking in, as opposed to reacting because you were expecting something else, because you were acting from the script in your head, as opposed to engaging with the situation as it is. So, with that said, we have a wonderful breakfast waiting for us, and we'll continue this later. Thank you, thank you. Okay. You can do it downstairs in the main house.
Can I do it here?
You can do it here as well, absolutely. Yeah. And then the best time would be to do it in the first hour of the morning, but after meditation is also good. Yeah, so yeah. Good. Yeah, whenever you get that feeling, do it then. Yeah, wonderful.
I was trying this the way I said.
Yes, how did it work? Without a pillow.
Without pillow. I didn't use a pillow.
And how was it?
That is what I want to ask you. That you said that you should be comfortable, but somewhere I feel it will take time, but I will be comfortable.
Yeah.
So what should I do? Should I take a pillow?
I mean, as Phil was saying, the focus is more on the emotional work, the mental, energetic work. So whatever feels comfortable, don't worry so much about trying to get to somewhere where you're sitting.
But then doing many movements is also not good, right? While doing meditation.
If you're adjusting a lot, then it's probably not the best pose.
Yes.
If, occasionally you need to adjust, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was just saying, I don't want to use pillow. I don't want to have a habit of it.
Yeah. No, pillows are fine.
Okay.
It's absolutely fine.
So,
Okay.
you do Surya Namaskar?
I sit on the bolster always.
No, you do Surya Namaskar?
Oh, yeah, I do in yoga classes, yeah. Okay.
I'm not good in that.
Okay. So we want to continue noble silence till 11.